So okay. So party. We've been talking about this for 30 minutes. You're telling me in the music video for Party Rock Anthem that they're outside fighting a zombie horde. The lyrics clearly state Party Rock is in the house tonight. The music video takes place outside. How can Party Rock be in the house if they're all outside?
Because party is a state of being. It's everywhere. It's all around you. It's like the forest.
You know what? I don't like that answer. I'm just saying there cannot be Party Rock in the house if everybody's outside. That is against the law, and that is very illegal.
The world is God's house.
God damn it! Fucking. Welcome everyone to the Lim3Light podcast, episode 13. My guest over here is PartyCatAnthem. Thank you so much for being on.
Yeah, no problem.
It's so funny. Like, I've wanted you on for so long, but I've been like so nervous. Like when I was first asking people to be on, I was like, if they say no, should I not bug them anymore? If they don't respond, should I keep bugging them? Yes, no, cheese.
I'm just like really bad at responding to stuff sometimes because like sometimes I'll have every intention to respond and then I just like forget or just don't. And it's like, it's funny because I remembered you like asking me a while back if I'd want to do the podcast, and I was like, oh yeah, and then like I would see you like upload like new episodes with like a bunch of other people. I was like, when's my turn?
And that's what makes me so happy because I'm like, like it's so funny. I am like a little bit of a nervous guy. It's like, but you sound so confident on the podcast. You sound so much da 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 da. It's like, no, you should really talk to the real me. I get very shy and very skittish very fast. I'm like, I'm one of those people that's like that does that though, where I'm just like, oh yeah, I can talk for hours and definitely hold a conversation and hold my own. But at the same time, if it's like a task or something coming up, it's like, I don't know if I should keep bugging someone. Should I try something else? Because I've even had like a couple partners I reached out to, like they were super busy. They were like, oh, I love the podcast, but I'm very busy. And I'm like, even partners like the podcast, like I must be doing something good here. One of them was he was like a bartender guy. I can't remember his name. And then the other one, I don't remember either, because it was just like two people like out of nowhere. I was like, oh, I sent him a DM, and then majority of them don't even respond.
The one that's like the Twitch ambassador.
I think so, yeah.
I forget his name. I'm so sorry. I was just like, I am not up to date on like the most popular VTubers. I know who you're talking about though. It's like Takahata or something like that.
And the funny thing is too, it's like a lot of them though have to require you have to message them via email, right? Most of them don't read their email. Like that's like a really big problem.
Yeah, no. Takahata, VTuber bartender at Takahata 101. That's him, right?
Yeah, I think so, if I remember correctly, because it was a while back. It was like a few weeks ago, so like my brain can't keep like simple information like that.
Yeah, I felt that. I felt that in my soul.
It's like, so what'd you have for dinner about 2 weeks ago on Tuesday? I don't know.
Yeah.
I had to be some good ass dinner for me to remember it. Like if it was just something like, simple, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, like me and my family, we get takeout every Saturday night, and then like so we'll try to be thinking of a place to go get food, and then my dad will ask me like, what did we have last week? And sometimes I'll be like, oh, we had this, and then sometimes I'll be like, IDK, lol.
I was one of those little kids though that was always like, what do you want for dinner tonight? Food.
Food.
And you're not fed tonight. Good job, Bucko. That was really funny.
Would you get like some dinner tonight? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I bet you would.
Yeah, I bet you would.
It's like my favorite bit from Billy and Mandy. I think about it all the time.
I remember when the episode, like one of them, like they're getting interviewed, and like Billy's dad puts that he was an ex-Navy SEAL.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, he literally does. He's like, it just says like Billy's dad, ex-Navy SEAL and father.
That's really good. I can definitely see that as a bit in the show.
I think
they were so insane. Billy and Mandy was like before its time.
God almighty. The funny thing is too, it's like so much of the gross out humor though. There's some of it that I love to death, and then there's a majority of it though I was always like, ugh, even like
They
as a
do it way
kid.
better than some shows do it, like nowadays, like modern SpongeBob. It is like disgusting.
Well, like that's the thing too. Like, remember the Splinter was kind of like the
Yeah.
threshold where they were about to like
Not the
fall
Splinter.
deep.
Everyone brings up the Splinter.
Because it is. That was literally
Yeah.
like on the
And like
rope. Oh, go ahead.
it's like the way they drew it was so like meaty that like sticks out in my brain.
I literally the first time I saw that I didn't throw up or gag, but I was just so disappointed. I was like, what happened to fun, playful SpongeBob? Why is he getting injured and like having an infected Splinter all over food?
Yeah, it was too close to real life. Where's my like? Why doesn't he just like get a splinter and then just scream like Tom from Tom and Jerry, like ah! And then like hop around on one foot while holding his other foot like a cartoon character.
I know. It's just like it goes from like or just like oh ow. It's just like it's like oh ow. It's like SpongeBob, your legs are gone and you're like fully bleeding with your guts hanging
Just but a
out.
flesh wound.
Yeah, it's just a little flesh wound, Patrick. You can
What
sew me back
happened
together.
to like a character holding like a cartoon bomb and then it explodes and then like the smoke clears and then the character's just standing there covered in soot and you only see their eyes. What happened to those good old days?
It's like it goes from like really funny to just really grim. It's just like so we thought the violence was gonna be funnier if like SpongeBob was getting mangled and like breaking stuff. So the next one he's just gonna be dead.
We thought it'd be funnier if he died on camera. Like the pitching was to their executives and they're like, have you ever seen r/watch people die?
Is this for real? SpongeBob doesn't come back in the next episode.
We thought it'd be an interesting take on the series.
Oh my god, that would imagine that actually being like the final episode, just SpongeBob fucking dies.
SpongeBob fucking dies.
Can they call it that too?
How many cartoons can say that they killed off their main character in the final episode?
I would love that. Just imagine they're just so tired of making the show. The final episode is literally called SpongeBob fucking dies. And
that's like basically how they ended Supernatural, though.
That's true.
They were like, we are sick of the show. We're going to make like the worst ending ever, and they did that.
Angry Beavers did that too. Remember their final real episode?
I never watched Angry Beavers, but I'd always see the characters everywhere.
So the real ending, and it never actually got aired. It was literally them being like starting like a regular episode at first, like the first couple minutes, and then they get into they're like look around, they're like, "Dag, we're in a cartoon. This isn't even real." And then they're like talk to each other. They're like, and the thing is, we're not even cartoon characters. And then they start talking to each other in their actual like full names, like their voice actor names. And then they're like, yeah, you're right. Let's go to Nickelodeon and go talk to them about this. And they literally go to Nickelodeon and go complain at them. And that's the real. Funny. And the thing is too, I thought it was just like a creepypasta or like something stupid like that. It turns out it was real, and there's actually like a whole little skit book or what they call the storyboard. The storyboard actually exists on YouTube, and it's very real. I was like, really imagine being that pissed that you lost your show, that your final episode was like the biggest blow to the network.
Yeah, like going out with a bang. That reminds me of, I saw a post about, what is it, Barnyard. When like Barnyard was canceled, like the voice actors were just like dicking around like most of the time, and they were in like the recording booth and singing up a song that they made up called Dick Tits. They just go like singing this, and then like someone came in and was like, hey, you can't do that, and they were like, what are you gonna do, cancel us some more?
It's like your last day at work and you do just nothing. It's like it's like, what are you gonna do, fire me on my last day? Oh no. The thing is too, I remember Rocko's Modern Life, my friend told me this one too. They used to do Nickelodeon tours like for schools and stuff so they could learn about animation and blah 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 blah. Well, they actually always had to skip the Rocko's Modern Life the Rocko's Modern Life area because they would draw porn on like the storyboards and stuff.
Oh no.
When they got bored, and then finally they got approached about it. They're like, you can't be doing that. We have kids walking through doing tours.
Like we have a legacy to upload up. We have a legacy to keep up.
I actually wonder that now, like how many like characters, like artists and stuff, when they get bored, or like voice actors when they get bored, if they do like stuff like doodles or drawings or recordings that we'll never get to see or hear.
I know that like Rebecca Sugar, the person who made Steven Universe, she drew a fucking like Ratatouille porn of like what is his name? Linguini making love to that one girl, the French chef. And then it's like this picture drives me insane. There's a picture of him like that she drew of him holding like Remy. He's like, I don't know how to make love to a woman, but you do.
Oh my god.
It kills me.
I love that so much. I mean, they have to have some downtime in order to just do that stuff, or just have like voicings and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's like the funny thing too. I wanted to be like a voice actor when I was young because I couldn't draw, and I was like, I want to do that for a living. And then I realized when I got older how, like, not even so much how much work it is, how much of a bloodbath it is just to get work, because there's so many voice actors out there now.
Yeah, like I remember I used to go to anime conventions a lot. One of the big ones I would go to let's see, I live in like SoCal. I used to go to Anime Los Angeles and Anime Expo like a lot when I was super into like anime and stuff. This was like my middle school, like high school period. And I used to go to voice acting panels a lot and like see my favorite voice actors and hear them talk about like the industry and how they got in and like what kind of work they do. And like just like listening to them talk about it made me realize like you have to fully dedicate yourself if you want to make it in this field. Like you gotta fucking work for it. And like I was just like looking at like what I do and how everything is for me. It's like voice acting is kind of like a hobby for me. Like I love doing like funny voices for stuff, and I would love to do some like voice acting for stuff one day, but it's just like I can't like fully dedicate myself to it like these people do. They take like the acting classes. They like go into the booth for hours. They make do with their equipment by putting like making their own little like soundproof like thing, like putting like a blanket over their head. They eat like green apple slices and stuff, whatever. I think that's to keep their like mouths dry or something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is like I like don't have the like patience to fully dedicate myself to that because I'm already like pretty much art was like the thing that I wanted to like fully dedicate myself to. That's why I went to art college. I went to the Ringling College of Art and Design in Florida.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it's really funny because literally like Cal Arts is like a few minutes from my house. But I went all the way across the country to go to Ringling. It's because like I didn't want to be an animator, and Cal Arts does not have an illustration program.
Oh no.
It's really funny of them, actually.
You would think.
Yeah, you would think. Like I used to go to, so they would have a National Portfolio Day like every year at like one of the colleges like in my state, and it's like I remember I went to Cal Arts with my little shitty like PP portfolio, and and like I would ask around about like the courses at Cal Arts and stuff, and they would be like, we don't have an illustration program. And I was just like, what?
That doesn't make any sense, at least to me.
Yeah.
Like you would think like if it's an art college, they kind of have like all little pieces. I even know art colleges that do music.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm pretty sure Cal Arts also has like a music department.
And because that's the funny thing, that's originally what I was gonna do when I got out of high school, because I could play like bass and a little bit of drums. So I was like, oh, I could literally go to get my stuff in music, But then I was like, if I'm doing band work and stuff, like being in a rock band, you don't really need college for that. That's like music, that stuff. Like if I want to go for bass or drums, is more for like, being hired on as a studio person, or going to work for somebody or working for an orchestra, And I was like, I had no interest in that. So
yeah.
That's why I fully understand when like art college and stuff like oh, it's the most useless thing, da da da. And I'm like, I don't know, it depends on like the field you're going into, especially now with like VTubing and a lot of animation stuff going on now. Like I've noticed you could see the difference even on Twitter where it's like the non-animating VTubers, like the people who have to get commissions constantly, like their Twitter does good, but not as good as like an artist who just draws all their own stuff. So if they're like, oh, I'm not feeling good today, they can draw their character sick, and then that'll get a ton of likes. Or it's like, oh, stream in 2 hours, we're playing this game. They'll draw them in they'll draw their OC and like the character's clothes from the video game. And I'm like, see, that's why I wish I was an artist, because I would be doing that like all the time.
Yeah, it's like you could do that even if you weren't an artist. Like, look at Captain Cube. He literally like draws in like MS Paint, and he posts art like all the time. Like, he draws his own schedule, and it looks like, well, it's MS Paint art that's like not drawn by someone who is like professionally trained. But it's just very fun to look at. It has such like a good like charm and whimsy to it, and it's like it's really admirable in my opinion. I love Captain Cube's art.
I've actually seen him a little bit. I've never been to like his channel or like anything like that, like often, but I have seen what he does, and I do see what you mean.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I really admire like creators who are just like so unabashedly themselves.
Yeah, and I feel that too. Because like it's just in general, like people are so picky about their art. Because there's some people, it's like, oh, I really have to see picture perfect art, or I will not give any attention to it. And there's just some people like, oh, it's art. Yeah, it was made in paint. Yeah, okay, here, have a like and my love.
Yeah, it's made in paint. Yeah.
I mean, I just in general, I've always had like not shaky hands, but like in general, it's like, I'm like, like when Squidward does the perfect circle, that's literally me. That perfect circle, and it's like fucking all squiggly and out of shape.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel, because even I did art for one semester, or no, for 1 year at in high school. It was high school or middle school, and like we did that part where we did like the lines for the faces and learned how to draw a face, and I was like, oh, it looks so ugly, and I just was like, I'm not happy drawing. It was so miserable.
It's like I used to really adhere to like the guidelines and stuff for like faces and like bodies and stuff, how people draw like the circle with like the lines across it, and then like they draw like these shapes for like the torso, and then these like lines and circles for like the arms and stuff. That fucked up my art for a while, because like when I was doing that, I was still in like, I think it was like middle school, like the first part of not elementary, what am I saying? Junior high, that was what it was called, where I went. So I was drawing these tall, like skinny ass characters with like thick arms, because like I didn't like grasp that you were supposed to draw like the like lines and circles as like a guideline, and then put like the meat around it. I was just like, how people complain about like dinosaur art, where like they draw the dinosaurs like adhering very like tightly to their skeletons, and they're like, that's not realistic. They could have like any amount of like meat and other stuff around them, like it's basically like that, where I would draw these lanky ass characters. And the thing that I found works more for me is like, I draw like, my art is very shape based now, especially after practicing figure drawing in school and everything. It's just like drawing the outside of the form is more important than trying to get like the inside of it, like picture perfect where it should be.
I mean,
basically feeling out those shapes.
Well, I know that your art style too is like very much like pixel and stuff. Like what kind of made you want to go into that?
It's not like primarily pixel. The reason that I do a lot of pixel art actually is because of the medium. Because like the reason I use Sprite so much is because it's like a program that has very accessible animation tools. Like literally you can just open up a new like thing and then make like frames. You can like turn on like the onion skin, you can animate it like and see what was on the last frame and everything. And you can change the like frame rate, and it is just very like easy to access and understand. And that's why I do so much like pixel work and animations. That's why my model is the way it is, because like Clip Studio has these functions, but you have to pay for like the like EX version of it to get like more frames and everything, and I don't want to do that. It's just so much easier for me to understand in Sprite.
I like eventually that's kind of like what I want to do is get like one of your like your style art for my PNG, because it's like I know it's like yours like does get animated because you can use like that other program you showed me, but I don't know why. But like out of nowhere, just streaming and making stuff again, I was like, I fell in love with just being like a PNG person, because it's like, oh my god, I don't have to set up a webcam, I don't have to worry about all that nonsense, I can literally just use my microphone.
Yeah, it's
nice.
very freeing for me. Like I can like communicate exactly how I'm feeling by pressing like one of my little hotkeys, and then my character looks like surprised and stuff.
See, that's what I want too. I would love for something like that, because it's, you know, I've never really have like a fear of like, oh no, my thing malfunctions, there goes my face. Like I had it happen one time on like my birthday stream, I think last year, for like a few seconds, but I was like, I'm one of those people where I'm like, okay, you saw my face, whatever, I'm not here for, you know, magic and stuff. Like I promise you I'm not a real you know, a rabbit behind the computer. So actually no, that would have been funny as shit if my thing malfunctioned and I had like a pet rabbit and I just hold it up to the webcam.
It reminds me of like the time we were hanging out in Mech's Discord and everyone was getting on webcam, and then this one person, Lord Quack, he always comes in call and goes like, wait, like a duck, and like he turned on his webcam and it was just pointing at like a little like duck sitting on a desk. It was the best. But yeah, it's like I've had people commission me for these like pixel gift-tuber avatars who like already have like a live 2D, and it's like my friend, the one that I recently finished for Cherish VT, like he's been using it a lot because he said it's like way less like workload on his computer. It uses way less CPU than like loading up live 2D and everything. So he's been using it like a lot recently. And I'm very glad to see like my models get like so much mileage out of them.
Oh yeah, and like because like I said, it's like different for everyone. Because I was always like, I was kind of like the same way where I was just like, which one would be better, live 2D, PNG, and da 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 da. And the thing is, though, the reason why I wasn't PNGing for so long is because there was like Jellybean and like other people that are getting bullied, harassed, and doxxed and stuff for literally just being a PNG tuber, no other reason. Really? Yeah, and I was like, is it their personality? Are they doing something wrong? Da da da. A lot of them weren't even doing things wrong. There was just these bullies that were like, "Oh, you're a VTuber? Oh, we use a PNG. You don't use a real model. Okay, let's just bully, harass you, make videos, and da 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 da." Like, I mean, it still happens now. Like, there's a guy named Vince. You know, I'm surprised I haven't been attacked by him yet. And he'll just be like, he can just be like, "Oh yeah, I'm just talking like this, normal. There's no problem." And he'll just like make a video where it just shows a still picture of Daffy Duck. He's like, well, yeah, you know, you're a fucking Riri, go fucking off yourself. And like he makes tons of YouTube money doing that. And I'm like, I mean, it's supposed to be satire, but at the same time, people are like going after these people, not knowing it's satire and doxing these poor kids.
Yeah, I mean, like there's a point where it's like it's not satire anymore. You just want to like say the worst stuff you can about people and then like claim satire so you don't get backlash. Like, you can't be doing that.
Thing is with me, I mess with people, but it's like A, only friends, and B, like even like you saw earlier today, it's like I mess with people because like they're friends, but like if I know I fuck up or I say something too rough, I'm always like, ugh. But then there's these people out there that can only be like, man, these people are fucking stupid, they should off themselves. And I'm like, I can't even say that, because if I feel like as soon as I say that, I'd freeze and be like, oh no, oh my god, why did I say that?
It's like I have very different like humor depending on the group of friends I'm in. Yeah. Like in VTuber circles, I'm a little more like subdued actually, like compared to how I am with some friends. Like literally, like oh no, I don't even know if I should like say the story.
Well, if you feel comfortable to talk about it, we can, and then as I said, if we need to, we can cut it out. If you're like, oh no, cut that. So
okay, like so. Once I was calling with friends and then like we were talking about some like, do you know the Sans meme where there's like two Sanses looking up at the camera and they're like, fuck, come on kid, we've been so good, and they're holding like two Tootsie Rolls. There's like someone took a screenshot in like the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening remake where Link was just staring at these two like skeleton standees, and one of them was wearing red and one of them was wearing blue. It was like framed exactly like that picture, but from like far away. And like I was calling with friends, and then like one of my friends had sent that in like the memes channel, and everyone was
Mhm.
like yelling over it. No, we have like a cursed channel, so
Mhm.
like we put cursed shit there. So someone sent it there, and we were all like yelling at it, and then like later in the call, one of my friends, she meant to send something else to like another like
Mhm.
she meant to send something else to another friend, and then she accidentally sent the fucking like sans picture to them again, and my friend just replied, "Kill yourself." And then, like every time we bring it up, my friend just goes like, "That has got to be the funniest K word I've ever dropped."
I know. I that's the funny thing about like when you say that, because it's like when you're amongst friends you laugh about it and it's just so funny, but if it's like
Yeah,
anywhere
you
out of
can't say that to
context,
strangers. Like,
well it's,
no way.
well, it's not even like that, because then you have some people that are so emotional, they're like, "Ah, I know somebody that did that, that's so rude, that's so disrespectful," and then I'm like,
You
hey,
have to
me
be
too, but I laugh at it too because I have dark
Yeah, you
humor.
have to be in like a very specific like
Yeah.
group of people to be able to like say stuff like that in the first place, because it's like some
Hmm.
people like you can't be dropping that in front of everyone. Like we literally like we've had like we make these jokes sometimes and it's like, oh haha, like we this does not like leave our friend circle, and then like we reconnected with an old friend recently, and it's like
Hmm.
they joined the server, and then like and then like we had a moment where like someone like one of my friends was saying that like was like complaining about like a phone company or something, and was like they need to kill themselves, and then like my friend was like, oh. Like it
Uh-huh.
just took them by surprise, and I felt so bad for them. They
I
just
mean,
had to be like, "Oh, that's just the
sadly, it's
thing."
like I'm like I wouldn't mind making those jokes amongst like very close friends, but it's just like it's kind of like the thing from earlier where it's just like I feel like if I drop it at the wrong time to the wrong person, it just will destroy a friendship immediately. And it's like,
Yeah, no,
oh
you have
shit.
to like gauge people's humor and play like
Hmm.
to the strengths of it. You can't like be doing the shit in front of everyone. Like
Yeah.
especially like you need a very specific person to like even say something like that too without it like shell shocking them,
Yeah.
because like I don't want to say that in front of everyone. Like I want people to like have fun and enjoy themselves. I don't want to be like telling them this awful shit. But it's just like sometimes in like among like your close friends, if they like think that's like it's like funny to like tell each other that, it can be really funny, honestly. Like
Oh no.
like the thing with the sands is just like imagine being sent this like super cursed picture, and then like that's the response.
That's what gets me too, because it's just like I have a deep sense of humor. Like it really is hard or difficult to really offend me or make me upset, and then it's just
Mhm.
like, oh well, what is it that makes you upset? I'm like, I don't get to tell you that because
Yeah,
that
because I
is like
don't
showing
want that
weakness.
like yeah, I
That's
don't
like
want
that's
that information leaked to everyone. It's
you
like
know
your
what
government secrets.
there's like two things I'm very scared of. One,
Mhm.
somebody giving me a lot of money. Like if somebody just gave me a lot of money, that would make me scream and shake and quiver.
I
So
would
don't
be
give me a
oh
lot of
so
money.
terrified.
Yeah, no, especially like gifting me like subs on Twitch and buying these awesome products coming up here in these next ad reads, stuff like that. That would scare me so much. This podcast was brought to you by Freshen Up Hydration. Freshen Up Hydration is a energy drink and hydration formula service that gives you plenty of energy without the crash and the chalky taste, and hydration to help you get all your electrolytes back into your system. I was happy enough to try out their War Cherry and Lemonade recently, and let me tell you that both of them tasted delicious, and the new War Cherry honestly is probably one of the best energy drinks I've had in a long time. So try Freshen Up Hydration and use code LIME3, that's LIM3 slush, and it is worth every single cent. This portion of the broadcast was brought to you by GreasyGamer.com or GG.tv, a wonderful little website that is better than Twitter because there's not as much drama, and in general you can meet other content creators. So basically, GG.tv, it's like Twitter without the bullshit. And we're back. Oof, delicious ad reads. Those scared me so much. They frightened
so
me.
spooky.
Yeah, totally. If you just want to give me a good scare and hear me scream, just go on there, buy some stuff, and support me, huh? That's the new horror game. That's gonna be the new Five Nights at Freddy's. It's like instead of like jump scares, it's just like Coca-Cola.
That's what like the world is going to turn into at this point. Like ads are like
Everywhere.
invading every aspect of life, and it's like if you just stop and think about it, it's terrifying. Like like you are not immune to propaganda type stuff.
I would have paid money for a game for FNAF where it's just like that's the whole point. It's just like I've been really scared, but thank gosh I have my Energizer batteries and my flashlight in order to get through the scary mall.
Yeah, it's like people complain about people are making memes about when the Sonic movie came out and then like there was very obvious product placement for like Zillow.com and like Olive Garden with they're like looking at
Sonic did that on remember
yeah that was the first Sonic movie, and then this like people like make fun of the Sonic movie all the time for that, but no one talks about fucking Jurassic World, how it's basically like a fancy car commercial where like they're driving around that one car and like making sure the like company logo emblem is like front center in the camera.
It's so funny though, because like if you think about it, like the Fast and the Furious movies are basically advertisements for all those cars. There is no real like plot point for the movies. It's just them being like, buy our overly priced expensive cars because they're in a movie.
I miss the days where stuff wasn't you weren't allowed to like have brands in the movie because like otherwise you need to pay them like royalties and stuff. It's like I miss the days when like that was like very much more pervasive in the movie scene, so they would make up brands to like replace stuff like bootlegs, like like in iCarly, like those types of shows where they would have like instead of Apple products they would have like the pear phone, like
what wasn't
like the pear laptop.
Wasn't like the Cheetos brand like cheese not cheese puffs but I can't remember, it was like cheese puffs or something else. Oh, Fladoodles. Doodles or something.
I remember those.
Yeah, it was something like Doodles or something. Somebody will correct me in the comments, but I remember those. It always made me laugh because I was like, it's literally Cheetos, but it's just so overly done. It's great.
It's like I was watching Chopped once. It's like the cooking show where they have like 4 like mystery ingredients that they have to make into a dish, and it's like they can't use like they can't say brand names on the show. So like there's this one time where they pulled out like literally Oreos and then they called them like chocolate sandwich cookies. Like I don't know why, I just think about that like all the time.
You actually got some chocolate sandwich cookies today.
I did.
Like, half I got chocolate.
Like they're like half of them was like chocolate, half of them was vanilla. I remember like I used to go to church like all the time with my family. I know. It's like they would always like at little like church functions where they'd have snacks out and stuff, they would always have those types of cookies, and so it was like it's just like I saw this at the store. I was just like, oh, just like from my childhood.
I just like the idea of that. It's just like, oh boy, I could just skip church today. I found the source.
Reminds me of like you can literally buy like communion wafers online in like big packs.
Just imagine somebody late at night, it's just like, damn, I could really use a snack, and they're just like munching down on wafers.
Yeah, just have like a cup of communion wafers and drinking like a glass of grape juice.
I know somebody out there is just like super religious. It's like, and that's the end of me listening to this podcast. I have to look for something else. He is completely making fun of me, and it's like, oh my god, you should listen to the other episodes. I get nasty.
The real ones would just think that's funny.
Yeah, that's the real people. That's my favorites.
Yeah.
So actually I wanted to ask you something too while we were here. Tell me about your name, because your name is actually pretty unique if I'm being honest. It is to me anyway.
So basically is like I used to go on tumblr.com all the time. Were you ever on Tumblr?
Ew, like years ago. Like it
Yeah,
was for
so
like when
like
music was big and stuff.
yeah, I used to go to Tumblr all the time, and like I would go through URLs a lot because I
Hmm.
just didn't know what to do with mine. And so like at one point I was like, I need a new URL. And so this was around the time when Party Rock Anthem was like huge. It was
Hmm.
like the biggest like meme, like very pervasive in the cultural zeitgeist at the time. And like there was also a comic going around called PartyCat, where like this guy's cat would like show up with a party hat and he would be like, "Oh hey party cats, time to party, yeah!" And then they would be like partying, and then it would gradually get like more fucked up later, where the cat would like make him party even when he was like trying to sleep, and he would be like, "Please party cat, I don't want to party right now," and it would zoom in on the cat smiling. It was like, "No, it's party time."
It
And
just
so like I just combined the two into like Party Cat Anthem.
see that's originally what I thought too, was like not really the Party Cat part, but just like Party Rock Anthem. So it's just like Party Cat Anthem instead of Party Rock. So I was like, oh, clever.
Yeah.
I mean, I that's the funny thing too, because I just remember that song from my childhood because it was so overplayed. Like it was a good song, but it was just played everywhere when it came out, like all the time.
I found it. I like I can't believe how easy it was to look up, because I've been like every time I explain my name to someone, I like think of the comic and I'm just like, where is that comic? And I never look it up. But I literally had to search Party Cat comic and there it is. That's the like reason why my username everywhere now is Party Cat Anthem.
Is there a comic of like your OC doing that?
There isn't.
There
I
needs to
think.
be.
Hang on. I think one of my friends drew my character. So my like character that I use on stream, she is my Sona. Her name is Spangle.
Bengal.
And like, yeah, because like I've thought of her name because I had a few favorite characters at the time that like have that sort of like name sound. Like I really love Mangle from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh
Like
yeah.
she is one of my favorite characters ever. And I also loved, so like I was really into Animal Crossing New Leaf when it came out, and one of my first villagers was Bengal. She is a tiger, she's peppy, and she is so cute. And she was like my favorite. And so I was like, I could like make it sound like those. And also there is a cat called the California Spangled. And so that was like perfect. I live in California. I love these characters whose names end in angle. Might as well be Spangle.
Ring the angle, we go Spangle.
Yeah.
Oh my god! But yeah, no. Actually, funny fact. I actually didn't know your name was Spangle. I've just been calling you Party Cat because that's just easy.
Well, my name is Joss. Like my
Ah.
character's name is Spangle, and my username is PartyCatAnthem. So
Ah.
you can literally like say any of those, but like no one really calls me Spangle. Like, but I honestly wouldn't mind. I think it would be fun.
That's a funny thing for me. I always get called Lim3, like a majority of the time when I go to
Lim3.
people.
It's like when people would say Dead Mouse is like Dead Mouse 5.
Dead Mouse 5.
Dead Mouse 5.
Dead Mouse 5. That's like how I feel, because I'm just like, it's like Lim3 slush. It's like you want to reevaluate rereading that, sir or madam.
Yeah. It's like you have eyes, you have the ability of critical thinking. You can piece the pieces together.
Even Poppy, I actually didn't know.
Oh, no.
I thought I was watching him today. Apparently, I guess something happened. I guess either I didn't follow him or something happened. So we followed him again today, and he goes, "Oh, welcome on in, Lim." And I'm like, Poppy, no! You said my name perfectly multiple occasions.
Yeah, sometimes people forget.
I forgot.
Yeah, especially when you're a streamer, you have like a lot of, especially when you're as big as Poppy, you have like a bunch of people like come on your stream all the time. You can't really remember like how you said things before.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, I never get mad. It's just like one of those things where it's just like, oh, I wish you could get it the first. Like when you get the first time, it's like the Holy Grail, where it's like they understand me.
Yeah, they understood the assignment.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking. I'm like, I'm never mad when somebody mispronounces it. I'm like, oh, you can call me Lime, and then they like, oh, Lime slush. Now I get it. And it's like, yeah, it's cool. But like when people get it first try, it's like, oh, The chosen one.
Do you like? Have you ever met another streamer that also like has a Lime theme?
So, funny fact, I actually haven't. I've met plenty of bunnies. There's
Don't.
actually one guy, on my friend Ferris's, his name is Ferris Lotus, if I can remember
Mhm.
correctly. And his mod's name is Hello, my name is Lemon, and they spell lemon with an E with a 3 as well. So every time they
You're like kindred spirits.
well, it's funnier because they go, "Hey, Lime," and I'm like, "Hi, my arch enemy." And then we just start doing like the little like pointing guns at each other emotes. I'm like,
Oh
"How are
my
you
god, that's
today?" And he's
really
like,
good.
"Good." Yeah. So because originally he's like, "Oh, it's like you guys are twinsies," and I'm like, "No, we're arch enemies," and we just started that up with each
Twinsies.
other. We just became enemies. It was so funny. He's like,
Oh my god.
and it's so funny too because he's like, "I think I like lemons a little bit more," and I'm like, "He's the faker." I am the real lime. I am the real citrus in the room.
Yeah, there is like a pretty big VTuber actually whose name is Limelicious.
Hmm.
Like you should check her out sometime.
I will, because that'd be kind of funny. I mean, when I do meet another lime or somebody that spells their name with a 3, I mean, it's just I always like talking to them because we have like the same wavelength. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's funny though because I spelled my name like this because funny enough, Lime itself was okay on Twitter, Twitch, everything had Lime Slush. I could spell it Lime slush like normal, but it looked so boring. I was like, I need to make this name fun, but also still fit me. So I was like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
and I put the 3 in there. Nobody else did it, so I was like, there we go, Lime Slush, because I named it because my character's name was Lime. Because
Mhm.
Lime Green Bunny, my favorite character, my favorite animal, just combine the two, I'm in love. And then
Yeah.
Slush is just because A, I love lime slushes, but B, I'm a very chill and calm channel. I don't really go too noisy, too big, anything
Yeah.
else. I'm a very calm person, so it kind of fits with the cold, chill theme.
Yeah. Here, I found it. One of my friends a while back drew Spangle as like the party cat.
Oh my god, that should be your icon for everything.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah,
Kwanzaa, I'll
it's
send
so
this to
good.
you. Please put this up. This is too cute to not show. And for all you people listening on audio, haha, go to my
We're
YouTube
gonna
and
put it
watch it.
as like a poster in the background or
Actually,
the
yeah, go
picture.
ahead. Yeah, actually, because I gave you the
Sure.
picture, so you can mess around with the background and put stuff up.
Nice.
Hell yeah, I never get that offer, so yeah, if you want to definitely mess around with this background, please do. It'd be funny.
Yeah. Funny.
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 I do it for. He's gonna explode the earth for the funny. Oh my gosh. Speaking of the background though, I think eventually I need to redo like the whole thing because I love it to death, but like I like want to be like one of those people that just changes his background or changes everything up in the future. Like my dream goal, if I could, I would have different icons for like every episode. You know what I mean? Like if I was talking to a guest, like have a piece of art drawn for like every time a guest was on.
Ooh.
I know there's a lot of people that do that. Like a lot of podcast people will do that. Well, they draw like a different picture for the podcast. So if they have a guest, it'll show like the guest's face, or it'll just show them like a theme of like what the thing is. Like Super Mega is my favorite podcast of all time, and they do that. So whenever there's like a new episode, they'll just draw like the guest or like draw the theme of like what the episode is. And I'm like, that's the dream, but also I'm not an artist, so
Yeah, you either like to pull that off, you either need to be an artist or have a lot of money.
yeah. I mean, I that's my dream to get there too. Because like some people are like, oh, you can't be full time doing podcasts. No one's gonna pay a bunch of money for one a week. And I'm like, well, my goal is like I want to do the podcast like uploaded by Thursday, and then that'd give me 3 to 4 days of streaming where I stream like Thursday through Sunday, or I stream Friday through Sunday. Like that's kind of like what I want to do is like do like 1 or 2 days of YouTube, and then the rest of it would just go into Twitch. Like have that fun little balance going. Because I mean, I know some people that'll upload every single day to YouTube and then they'll stream like almost every single day on Twitch, and I'm like, I don't understand how people have that energy and drive.
Yeah, like, do you have time to like live? You have time to frolic in the woods?
I mean, The thing is, it just kind of depends because there's some people that'll stream, but like their entire stream isn't like full of energy. So they have like they'll stream, let's say, like let's say they stream about 6 or like 5 hours, and this is not for everyone, by the way. This is not going for everyone. This is just for a lot of people I've seen. They'll have like 2 hours of dead time, but like maybe 3 or 4 hours of like actual like stuff going on, like stuff that goes into clips or videos over time.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's what I was thinking about too, because I'm like, I stream like 2 hours and I'm already tired, hungry, and wanting to go take a nap and crawl into bed.
Yeah. It's funny. I used to do like 2 hours like when I was starting out, and I was like, I probably won't stream longer than this, but now I've like settled into like a trend of doing like 4-ish plus hours. Like
I think the
I
best. Go ahead. Sorry.
I like to start at, so I'm in like PST. I usually start at like 12, noon, and then I go like either go until I feel tired or until like 5-ish, because like I never want my stream time to cut into like dinner, because I don't want to be like taking like a very long break to go eat.
I mean, like, if I could reset up my Twitch to be a little more nicer, which I want to do in the future, I think I might have like a just chatting scene, just for like if I need to go eat or go and do something real quick, and then just have it set up so like if I need to put on like YouTube or put on like a video, because then people do like pre-recorded videos too. Well, they'll just have like something to play in the background without like opening up a browser.
Yeah, or they'll have like a rerun.
Was it Zone does that? That's how she ends like all of her streams. She'll play like this like little video she made. It'll play like all these like little old clips, and then at the end will be the credits, and then she raids out. And I'm like, I kind of want to do something like that.
I know like a Jazz Kara, like from like Mech Server, like Caracol VTuber. He does like whenever he's like starting the stream, or I think he might also do this on BRB, but he plays like a clip compilation like video. So it's like something to watch like before the stream, and it's like actually very like compelling. Like I was just sitting there watching all these clips. There's a lot of them.
A lot of people, I've seen a few people do that, and I'm like, I kind of want to do that, but like, I don't know. Like, what I always do is I just have the getting ready soon thing, and then like, and they'll just play like some lo-fi without me talking or anything, and then I get in, and I'm always just like, welcome, 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 hello everyone to the to the stream. How you guys doing? Like, I started almost like my podcast from just like, hello everyone.
Yeah. It's like I have my like starting screen. I like commissioned someone really cool to like do my screens. Like I have a really cool starting screen and a chatting screen. And then like I also made my own like game scene overlays, but I have my like starting screen. I have a little chibi of myself just like it's like doing a little funny pose, and then I have my like stream music playing, and then that's just like the first like 5+ like minutes of the stream as I like go. I like literally I start the stream and then I go like get water, I like change clothes, like and everything to like get ready. It's just take care of all of that while I'm letting the stream screen like run, and then like I post all my like promos and my servers I'm in, and then when I'm finally like okay I'm ready to start, I like unmute my mic and I'm just like, hello everyone, welcome to the stream, I'm glad you can make it, hello, and then I say like everyone's name and then go to the chatting screen.
I would say too, it's so funny though, because there's sometimes it's like I've had streams that are like absolutely amazing, and then there's like a few of them where they're always dead, and it's just like you have to like read the room sometimes where it's like, is this stream popping? Do I keep going, or is this stream like kind of going quiet? Do I leave or try something else? It's like that's like the hard part about streaming that I don't think some people understand. Like when you're a streamer that doesn't always have people in chat or can always rely on people, it's like you always like worry what to stream or like what to do. And I feel like that's like the hard part for me, because like that's why I've went to YouTube sometimes, because it's like, oh, if I do a video, if the video flops, then no worries, there's another one coming next week, or I'll have another one coming soon and I can try again. But it's like with streaming, it's like it's either you're gonna be going for about 3 hours with nothing happening, or by the second hour you have to think if you have to switch games or try something else. You know what I mean? Like that's always a big fear, I think, with not just myself but like a lot of people.
Yeah,
Cause like,
it's like honestly
mhm,
why I haven't streamed Loop Hero again. Like I played Loop Hero and I was really enjoying it, but like there wasn't a lot of people like
mhm,
interacting. Like there isn't a lot of engagement because it's just like on the surface level, if you're looking at Loop Hero, you're like, what the fuck is happening here?
mhm.
And like even though I was playing it and I was getting really into it and I was like talking about what I was gonna do and everything, but like just there just wasn't a lot like happening, so I just haven't come back to it since.
And that's
And it
like the
sucks
hard
because I
part.
did make
Mhm.
a unique like I guess I guess PNG tuber model, but it's like animated like my other ones. I did make a unique model, quote unquote, for Loop Hero where my character's portrait is styled like the game, and it like literally every time like I show it to someone, they're like, "Yo, what the fuck? That's cool!" And it's just like it is, but like I don't get to use it because it's for Loop Hero, and also I only have one state for it.
And like that's the thing too. That's that's why I personally play like Fortnite or Valorant
Mhm.
and big FPS games like that because that's always like a good attention grabber. And like a lot of VTubers will go to that because it's a popular game. You can always find other people in the community and other stuff like that. Like I know like furries and stuff, they actually play a lot of Super Animal Royale because it's like, oh, furry animals with furry animals. You kind of just put two and two together. So you
Mhm.
may or may not get noticed, but you know that you have a game you can keep playing. It doesn't really end or anything like that.
Mhm.
Because I did
Yeah.
one where I played Sonic Forces, and like that was kind of like the same thing as you playing like Loop Hero. It's like it's a great game. It was a lot of fun to play, but not many people wanted to sit down and watch me
Yeah.
play Sonic
It's
Forces.
always it's always the long form games that get less engagement because if like you're not here from the beginning, you might be like missing stuff along the way. And so like it's only like really the people who were like invested like the whole time that really stick around for it unless it's something like super popular like Kirby and the Forgotten Land got a lot of people stopping in because like it was new and people this was like after like a lot of people have played it because if you stream a game when it comes out and you're a small VTuber, no one wants to watch you. If they want to watch, they either want to play it for themselves or they want to watch their favorite streamer play it.
I think
Like,
that's so funny how that
yeah,
works.
yeah,
Sometimes it's just because, it's like, what, Lime's playing Sonic Forces? Ugh, no thanks. Oh, Moist Critical's playing Sonic Forces. Hell yeah, dude. What a good choice. Like, that
God
happens
damn it,
all the
yeah.
time. All the time.
Yeah. It's like the thing is like people love to watch people play their favorite games, but like you have to wait. You have to like wait until has been like played by a lot of people. Cuz it's like I love watching people play Inscription now that I've played like a lot of it and it's like I can literally sit in someone's stream I've never like talked to before and watch them play. It's like I yeah, when Kirby and the Forgotten Land came out, like a lot of people were playing it and let's see. Yeah, basically just a lot of people are playing it like day one and it's like I wanted to play it myself so I wasn't watching anyone playing it. Even if the like my friends were like playing it and I wanted to support them. I just had to like lurk in their channels because I didn't want to get spoiled on it. And then that's like I play it like along after like everyone else has played it. Then like I get my friends who have played it coming in to watch me play it so they can see my reactions to stuff.
I know. And well, the thing is, like, I like the Sonic Forces playthrough. It's one of those things where I could never go back and do it again. It's like
Mhm.
me playing Doki Doki Literature Club. I did it
Oh
one
yeah,
time.
you can't
I
like
go
re-experience that
back.
for the first
Yeah.
time.
So that's why it's like you play FPS is because anything can happen. You could have an interesting teammate. You could have an interesting match. With Sonic
Yeah.
Force, it's like once you play through the story, then it's over. But the funny thing is that we did right afterwards was I showed people the like in Japan and in America they actually did Sonic Forces branding with Hooters. So they had like Sonic
Oh
Forces stuff
no.
all over different Hooters and stuff like that. And it cracks me up so
Oh
much
man.
because I was like,
No, no.
any restaurant, you guys pick fucking Hooters for a like a
Oh
rated
god
E
damn
10
it.
game. Let me see if I can find the picture. Hold on.
But yeah, that's
Sonic.
like my only regret about streaming some of the games that I did when I first started out is that because like I wish I could play them again for like a larger audience, but it's like I already played those super recently. It's just like that's my only regret about like playing any game that I played like right before I started streaming is that I didn't stream it.
Yeah.
That I didn't save the VODs because like I used to not save my VODs because it's like I didn't really know how to navigate YouTube, but now that I'm uploading VODs and stuff, I'm just like, and why didn't I save this? Oh my god!
Isn't that a beautiful
they even
picture?
got the Sonic in the costume there with the woman. Oh. Oh no, not the in-game swag.
The in-game swag too, and the coasters.
You can just make your this is like the funniest thing they could have done for the game with character creation in it, for the series that is known for having weird like fucking DeviantArt shit like all over the place. They gave you the ability to make your character a slut.
That's what gets me, because I was like, it's one of those things. It's kind of like when they did to go backwards in the podcast. They did an Olive Garden thing with the first movie. They could have literally just had Sonic going to Sonic, getting a chili dog. It would have been 5 times funnier.
Yeah, why haven't they done a promotion with Sonic? Like, it would be the perfect crossover.
And that was literally the plate too. If you feel like putting it up, Kwanzaa, that was literally what they were serving to people.
Oh my god.
A blue drink with the chili dog.
They could have served this at Sonic.
I know.
I wonder they have the funny drink and everything.
I just wonder if like Sonic in general has actually just said no. Like that's my biggest like question mark. Did Sonic actually just go, no, we do not want this hedgehog near our restaurant?
I hate that hedgehog.
Dr. Novotnik on Sonic confirmed. Snooping as usual, Sonic.
Snooping as usual, I see.
I still think he said penis on purpose. I feel like they got bored.
It's just the magic of YouTube Hoot.
I don't know. I mean, I know that sometimes I think they do that though, where they try to like hide like little swears or stuff like that and see if like the people catch it.
It's just like people who do YTP are like masters at sentence mixing. Like if
I
you've
used
ever
to do
seen
that.
Any YTP with Morshu, he only says like 2 lines, but you can get like a whole spectrum of speech out of him.
True. I mean, I used to make them when I was younger, but I never made them like super good, like Walrus or like the people that make them now. Guy. I miss Walrus Guy. I wonder what he's up to nowadays.
Literally, like one of my favorite YTPs ever was a Walrus Guy one. It was called like One Final I Need You to Poop. It was like a super dramatic one where it's like I literally have the whole fucking thing like memorized in my brain.
Wait, hold on.
Like,
hold on a second. He's still making stuff?
He is?
Apparently, I just looked him up for fun. He's still making stuff. His last upload was literally steamed ham and knuckles 4 months ago.
My god.
He only has 36,000 subscribers. Like, he was so well known when I was a kid. That's so weird.
It's like, I think at one point his account got taken down because there's like Walrus Guy Memorial who like re-uploads his old videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would love if he's just like the same way, where it's just like you visit his house and it's just like, so Walrus Guy, thank you for agreeing to this interview. I hope you brought lots of spaghetti. Okay. Oh, all right then. I'm just like awkward. Like that's just the whole interview is just him quoting like old CDI stuff.
I think he would be like classier than that. He's got like a complex mind. He doesn't like pick the lowest hanging fruit. He like goes for the gold. Like, have you ever seen there's like this one Arthur YTP that he did that makes me go insane. There were like there's this part where like DW is looking through like binoculars out the window and there's like a woman undressing across the street through a window in the view and she's like, by my calculations, she'll be naked in the next 10 minutes. And then there's like the loading symbol on the screen. It's like, make that 10 more minutes. I think about that one all the time.
I love it.
I have so many like phrases in my brain from that YTP. Like, DW, your dinner's getting dinner.
Your dinner's getting dinner. Oh Oh my god, I love it.
Make that 10 more minutes.
I mean, I used to watch like just a bunch of them, and then like it's not so much like, oh, I grew out of them. It's just like my brain just kind of swaps like humor, because like when you get older, your brain will do that. It's like, it's like really funny, and like you're a kid or a teen, and then it's just like out of nowhere, it's like, oh no, the funny, it's broken.
There's some YTPs that honestly like still make me laugh super hard. Like,
I mean, yeah.
Like literally, I rewatched Pride Patties recently. It's still
that's a
super
good one.
funny. It's I love when SpongeBob is like, "Don't bother sitting down because you'll just shit yourself."
You just light SpongeBob on fire.
Yeah. And he starts laughing and he lights him on fire again until he's like a pile of soot.
Oh my god, the classics. The classics are so
It's like
good.
really like subdued humor is also some of my favorite. Like the Pride Patties where the guy like tries the burger and then he just looks at it with a big smile on his face and he's just like, "This is bad." It's like one of my favorite types of humor is like stuff like that, like non-humor, anti-humor. Like literally whenever I play like Jackbox with my friends, like my friends will call that Joss humor, where it's like it'll say like, I'm trying to think of an example that's like a name for a restaurant, and then I'll just put like the restaurant.
Like, does it have to be like a chain or?
I don't know. I just thought of a prompt off the top of my head.
Okay, Burger King.
It's like, I mean, no. I was like, no, that was an example of like a question and an answer from myself. It's like if people ask me for like make up a name for a restaurant, and I will just say the restaurant.
A restaurant. I thought you were asking for a restaurant. I was like, oh, Burger King. No, a restaurant, a real one, one I can enjoy.
Wonder what that says about you that you think of Burger King first.
Yeah, it's like you gross piece of garbage.
Oh, I've got a question for you. Do you think Chuck E. Cheese is a restaurant?
Oh my god. Okay, so that's like asking me if like Dave and Buster's would be my favorite restaurant. Because that's like a loaded gun. That's a loaded gun of a question, because you got to think of it like this. There's people that go there not even to eat. They go there to play. So if you go to Burger King and you're not there to eat, you're literally there to either use the toilet or like go to sleep on one of the benches.
Yeah. I just remember like there was a streamer I watched who had this really heated argument with a friend over whether like Chuck E. Cheese could be considered a restaurant or not. And one of them would say like, it's a restaurant, you order food there, like you order the Rat's Pizza, and then the other was like, it's an entertainment center that happens to contain a restaurant.
I don't think I wouldn't count it as like a restaurant though, because it could just be like a arcade with a snack stand if you really want to be technical.
Yeah. And also the thing is, you can order Chuck E. Cheese on like Grubhub and stuff.
But see, that's the thing. It's just they have to do that to keep in business. Because if they missed out on that, I'll be guaranteeing you they would be out of business right now. Because in 2020, they actually lowered their prices.
Yeah, they already went like bankrupt. They were going to like go out, but they're still somehow like standing.
Well, what's funny is that I talked to the Chuck E. Cheese in my town during 2020 because I was really curious at the time. Because I was like, I wonder how they're staying in business. So I went in to go talk to them, and they were like, so what we did was we lowered like pizza to like $5. A cheese pizza was like $5. Chicken wings were like $4 or $5, and they made all their food super cheap because nobody was going in to use you can't play games and stuff because of COVID. So all their food was like super cheap. Even cotton candy was like $1 a bag. And so I was like, is that how you're staying in business? They're like, they go, we literally have people Grubhub, DoorDash, or just come in and pick up food just to keep this place alive. And I was like, and I did that all summer. I just bought food from them so, the kids wouldn't lose their arcade and stuff.
Aw, that's nice.
I know, because like I felt, and then like once they opened up again, I stopped going because I didn't want to be like the only adult without a kid going in there because people would probably get scared.
Yeah.
There's this like big 28-year-old, one big pizza and chicken wing, please. And like everyone's like running scared and crying. He doesn't have a kid with him.
That's like the fucking memes like when the Joker movie came out. They would post like 1 ticket for the Joker, please, and then post like a really fucked up looking guy.
I like the new.
The
Go ahead,
cashier would be looking scared. It's like 1 ticket for the Joker.
I like the new ones where it's just like people, like big muscle guys, and it just says like 2 tickets to Barbie, please.
Yes, I love that. I've like seen so much excitement for the Barbie movie on my
It's
feed,
gonna be
and
such a
honestly, I
shit
kind of wanna
show.
see
It's
it.
gonna be so good. I'm so excited.
I am so fucking excited because like I'm like kind of obsessed with content like that because of my friends. Like me and my friends were obsessed with the YouTube series called The Most Popular Girls in School. Have you ever seen that?
I think I've heard of it, but I don't think I've watched it.
It's like this stop motion series where these guys like move these like Barbie dolls and then they make them like talk. They like stereotypical like high school cheerleaders, but they're like so much worse as like people. It's they. I'm trying to think of like an example. It's like the way they're fucking like who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? I asked you first. I asked you second.
Since we're talking about the Barbie movie, you know, okay, so I'm gonna see if I can get some of these visuals up. If I don't, all it is just pictures, like 1 picture from the Barbie movie. But look how good this movie is gonna be, though.
Oh my god, yes, yes.
I would pay so much money for that drip. Just saying.
Yeah, they look so fucking iconic. You should get a picture of your soda in this outfit.
Oh my god, yes, please. Oh, I would cry. I would.
You like the like pink and blue would complement the like green fur very well.
PartyCat, can that just be our outfit for the podcast? Can that just be like screw the picture I put, just instead of putting stuff there, just make this the picture. It's just us, and like that's gonna be what people are gonna look like the whole time.
Oh my god, yeah.
God almighty. I just like that you could tell everything was custom made just for the movie for that one shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it'll end up at a Goodwill somewhere.
or they'll like destroy the stuff like afterwards so it doesn't get on the black market.
Yeah. Oh my.
Like how they did with the fucking have you seen do you watch Defunctland?
Yeah.
Have you seen the new video that they did about the Garfield Dark Ride?
Yes.
The way they had to the way Viacom made them like destroy those props and then like film themselves destroying them to like make sure they didn't get on the black market, that's so fucked up. Like if I had owned like a media franchise and then like they had like props floating around from it that people were selling and having in their homes, I just simply wouldn't give a shit. I'd be like, they're enjoying themselves, let them have it.
Oh my god. I love it though. It's just Defunctland's so good.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been watching so much Defunctland lately ever since the Garfield video dropped. Like it's just really good, and like I love listening to like these histories about things. It's like everyone has like this one thing on Defunctland that they can be like, oh, I went on that ride when I was a kid, or like, oh, I watched that show when I was little. I was like, well, I never went on the ride, but like they talked about the Green Lantern ride. Like literally, like Six Flags Magic Mountain is like minutes away from my house, and so like I would see that Green Lantern ride there all the time. And like as a kid, I was very afraid to ride roller coasters, or like I didn't want to go on the upside down ones because I was so scared I would fall out or something. It's just like, so I never went on the Green Lantern one, but I could gauge like from the atmosphere and like people that I would go to Six Flags with that like the reception for Green Lantern was very mid. Like people didn't really like, they weren't very excited to ride Green Lantern like they were excited to ride X2. Like they just look at it and be like, we could skip it basically. And then like watching Defunctland and hearing about how people would get fucking like dick pain from this ride. It was so fucking funny.
That's gonna be my wrestler name.
Dick pain.
It's official. That's what it's gonna be. I just like come out in like an army uniform or like one of those like spandex things where it's in camo. It's like, oh, here he comes, Dick Payne. And like the guys like start like quivering and like running away.
You don't want to know what he's gonna do to your dick.
Grab his dick and twist it.
I love that video. Oh my god, dude, it's an MMA fight, dude. Twist his dick.
They did that during Creator Clash. They had like,
oh my god, yeah.
They had that when iDubbbz and Dr. Mike were fighting. You could hear everybody go, twist his dick, twist his dick,
twist his dick. The old dick twist.
Dick twist. I love it. Everybody was making that joke during the Creator Clash. I was like, I'm so proud of you guys. Thank you.
I love when people like make that one like specific meme reference that like only a few people get. It's like once you hear that, you like know you're among like kindred spirits.
I want to just do that to like two random people fighting on the street. I just like want to be like, grab his dick and twist it. Twist that dick.
Yes. Me watching the like Spider-Man impersonators fight in Hollywood.
Grab his dick and twist it. You like rip his mask off. Guys, it's not really Tobey Maguire. We can go home. And like everybody just scatters away. It's not Tobey Maguire, dude.
Yeah. Like, every time I would go to Hollywood, there'd be some people like dressed up in like recognizable character costumes, just like walking around on the street. There's always a Spider-Man.
I know. Well, they do that for like pictures and stuff. I found out. I didn't know this until I got older. Like why they would always dress up and stuff. Apparently, they do that A, for entertainment, but B, they also do it just for like pictures. They'd be like, "Oh, can you give me $5 or $10 for a picture?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." And they give them money, and then they get a good picture with with the Joker, Batman, Dora, Elmo, whatever.
Yeah.
It's right there. I didn't actually know that until I got older. I was like, "Oh, so it's like an acting job."
Yeah.
I do like one guy though. He was called like the best Joker, not in the movies or something like that. Because like this camera guy was like, "Oh, I take pictures and stuff. Can I take pictures of you, for fun?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." And so he did these like card throwing stuff and did like the voice and everything. And he was like legit could be a Joker in a movie, but he's like, "I just do this for fun. This is just my little gig, da 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 da." And I was like, it's so cool though. Yeah, I know. I like when people can find a character or something they kind of relate to or dress up like. It always makes me happy.
Yeah, it's really fun and cool to see people just like so into like a certain character that they can do this stuff. Like I'm friends with a lot of people who will like hyper focus on like a very obscure character from a media series, and I'll be like, "Yes, you go, girl. That's your man."
That's your man.
That's your man.
Turning into chills. It's your man. Go get him.
I just love saying man like that. Like the same way I love saying yar.
Yar. NASCAR.
Have you seen Yaskar?
Yeah, I've seen Yaskar.
That's so fucking funny. Like, that's literally the funniest thing a brand has done for Pride Month.
Oh my god. I know, it's like, I love one of my friends that quoted that, like, they're like, Pride Month in a nutshell. It's like, I cannot be gay starting in July. I'm sorry. They won't allow it.
God, yeah, brands as soon as July hits. I don't want to play with you anymore.
I like the one that's I like that one where it just starts playing the clown music and it just shows like all the rainbow icons and then it just says July 1st and they all go back to normal. And it just says, and it has the people dancing. It just says me and the boys when we find the cure for the gay.
Oh my god.
I know, it's just like I said, June comes around, everything turns rainbow, and they make thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, it's the only like thing that might be funnier than Yaskar was like when that one like Austrian, like, was it Burger King? I think.
Yeah.
They did, like the fucking burger with like the two tops and the two bottoms. That is so funny.
That made me laugh the first time I saw that. I was like, "Oh, it's so perfect." But the funny thing is though, the two bottom ones make sense though because they make sourdough burgers, and I'm like, that's basically what that is. Just a sourdough burger. The two tops like the only one that's like really funny.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, do you want a sourdough or do you just want two sesame seed buns?" Oh my god, this is probably gonna be another long podcast. I'm so fucking excited for this thing to go up now.
Yes, this is
I like
so
that these are
funny
getting
so
longer
far.
though. These are making me happier that I'm like not just going to an hour. It's like, oh, it's an hour. We gotta like stop because I used to do that a lot.
Mhm.
Now I'm like starting to get in my comfort zone where I'm like, yeah, if it goes to an hour and a half or 2 hours, whatever. I don't care.
Hell yeah.
Oh, like I said, I'm a fearful little person sometimes to go back, to the beginning. It's like I do get scared, but I know that like all this stuff, like I'll look back on these episodes and be like, why was I so scared? Look at me now. You know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah, you just need to get comfortable, honestly.
I
And
mean,
once
look
you
at
start
like the
talking to
teeny
someone.
episode. Like I was
Yeah.
so nervous you could hear
Aw.
it. So no, Party Cat, I need you back on the podcast ASAP, please. This has
Oh
probably
my
been
god,
a
yes.
fantastic episode. Holy
Yeah, I
shit.
would love to do this again sometime, honestly.
Yeah, I need, because like I said, my dream, you're already part of my dream cast. Like I have you, so
Huh.
you're still on the list again to get you on again. But I want to get Mech on here, and then I want to get a couple people that are Twitch partners on here too. But Mech's like
Ooh.
number one though. Like she's like number one over like anyone else. Because I think
Yes.
she would have a great story to talk about and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask her this week, but it's her birthday today of
Yeah,
the time of the
she's
recording.
doing like an uncapped subathon right now. She might be like occupied for a while.
I should be like, God, I don't know what to stream, and then I just like slide in and be like, do you want to do a live podcast? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Damn.
Like, I got some content for you. It's free. Take it. Like starts like jabbing your shoulder rapidly. Come on, do something.
Be like beckoning, like wiggling fingers over like, do you want the content? It's free.
It's like that picture of the guy with the stick. It's just like, come on, do something.
Come on, I'm just a little guy.
I'm just a little guy.
Yeah, I understand the like anxiety though, because I am like so bad at being like the first person to talk. Like it's a miracle that I like know like the people that I do in the VTuber community, because it's basically like most of them are people who like came to me first and was like, "Oh, you're cool. Do you want to like come do this?" And I'm just like, "Me?"
Me? Who else? It's like me. I don't think you want me. Okay, I might just say that to someone. Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know, and they just stop talking to you.
No.
No. It's like, oh, thanks for the warning.
Yeah, like there's like been a few people who have like followed my channel that I've been like surprised about. I was like, yo, it's like thanks.
I know. I hope to get there someday. That'd be nice. I'd like to, like, that'd be my goal. Just like I said, just to have like anyone of any size follow me, but like one day just have someone be like, really them? Like out of everyone, me? What am I doing?
It's me.
Oh, it's a good feeling though. It makes me feel like it's like, oh no, I got to keep going because now if I stop, it's gonna let so many people down, and I got to keep going and get my own pace.
God, yeah.
So that's why it was funny. Like even when I first started this podcast, I was like, I don't know if I should keep going. I don't think people listen to it. And then I had people being like, oh, I listen to this while I'm at work, or like, oh, I'm like when I draw, I have this on in the background. I'm like, no, I can't stop because this is fueling other people to get work or art or commissions done. I'm like, I can't stop now.
Yeah, because it's like I put off putting up VODs on YouTube for a while because I was like, I don't know if anyone even watches my VODs, but like recently, like I had one of my friends be like, "Oh, I've been watching your Inscription VODs back so I can like get the story and stuff." And I was like, "Oh, you're watching those? That's awesome."
I mean, the VODs is always such a like 50-50 issue too, because some people do watch it, and then just some people, like I said, they might skim through it for clips, and then that's about it. But I've never met one person that's like, I will sit down and watch all 3 or 4 hours of your VOD.
It's like VODs are great to have on like while you're doing stuff, just to like listen to them. It's like having like a long like YouTube video
or podcast.
Yeah,
In a way.
podcast. That's exactly what it's like, actually.
I actually never keep my VODs because, like I said, I do a podcast, so it's like the streams are just for fun. The podcast is kind of like my bread and butter. That's what makes me the happiest.
Yeah.
So
it makes you happy, then keep doing it.
I know. I do want to I do listen to other podcasters too. So it's funny. It's because it's oh, I finished my podcast, I upload it, now I go listen to other podcasters and listen for fun, or maybe do some little studying to be huh, so they do this, so I might try this, or see if what they're like too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, though, thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
But yes, guys, thank you so much for coming out to the podcast today. I hope you guys have a great day or night. Hope to see you again really soon, and just keep trucking. Yeehaw! There you go. Yeah, that's my intro or my outro. Yeehaw! Insert cowboy gun sound effects. Bye, guys.